These tips for happy living has different chapters, and we have completed the first chapter. We are on the second chapter. The first chapter tips are take charge of your own life. Own up responsibility of what is happening inside you. What is happening outside you, definitely we do not have control and ownership, and we are not responsible. But what is happening inside my body, inside my mind, inside my intellect, inside my memory, I have to own up. People can help us, and we can help people, but no one can live our life and we cannot live other person's life. Ego comes in between receiving and giving, because entire life is about receiving and giving. Important thing is that how we receive things, stimuli, and how we respond to the world. This is a very important tip, because ultimately life is about stimuli and response, And suppose we fine tune this stimuli and response, we can create two things, happiness and success. Second chapter name is Perform to Potential, which says that each one of us have the right, have the capability and eligibility to create happiness and success for oneself. All 7.7 billion people have the right, have the capability, and have the eligibility. Why so? Because there is one freedom what is given to human beings, which is not given to the mineral world, the plant world, the animal world, the insect world, the water world, even gods, goddesses. No other lokas this freedom is given, only Bhulok. Human beings is given this freedom, that freedom of choice. We have a choice every moment what to think, what to feel, what to do. So Kaya, Vacha, Mana, Buddhi, 4 choices Guruji has mentioned. We have a choice every moment. At the body level, we can move. At the mind level, we can feel whatever we want to feel. And that must be the habit, that I want to feel this emotion, so I have the freedom to feel this emotion. I am not stimuli driven like a plant, because plants is stimuli driven. If sunlight doesn't come, the plant, the sunflower or the plant will, become retarded. And if sunlight comes, it again will show up. So here we are given freedom, that stimuli comes from different people, situation, objects, but we can have the choice and freedom for our own action, our own word, our own feeling, our own thinking. And it is endless possibilities are there. So one very important thing is that all the potential is there within us. So the key also has to be with us, and we must know how to operate the key. And we last time saw very important sutra, which many of us think at certain age that I am now 60, I am now 70, I am now 75, I am 50, I am 40. I do not have a goal, or what is the importance of goal. Guruji brings about for all spiritual sadhaks. And now today, if you are able to complete one brilliant verse Guruji has given about goal setting. So there are 2 tips we saw last time, that the goal brings about the best in us from us. If I do not have any goal in life, my best will not come out. I will not be happy and successful, because that is how the human beings are made. When we get food, when we get sleep, when we get our comfort, then the goal starts coming. What is the role of the goal? There are 2 roles given of the goal. One is that the best of us will come out when we have a higher goal. And whenever we have a goal, this is a very brilliant tip. One must ponder over it and think about it deeply. that only those people who have a goal in life will have obstacles, will come across challenges. If my goal is to fail in exam, no challenges. If my goal is to fall sick, no challenges. If my goal is to become sad, angry, irritated, frustrated, no challenges. If my goal is to remain confused whole life, remain sad whole life, keep wandering whole life, keep getting distracted and disturb whole life, no challenge, no obstacle. But suppose I have a goal to become peaceful, to achieve something in life. Gurudev says even in materialistic goal, we must think of a higher goal. Because our goal is not to reach the goal, but to strive to reach the goal. So that's the reason Chinmaya Mission motto is, day before yesterday, Swatmananji was mentioning is, I think many of us would know, maximum happiness to maximum people for maximum time. So very interestingly, suppose we look at this motto or goal of Chinmaya Mission. It is unreachable goal, because how would we know that we are reaching maximum? How would we know that we are making maximum people happy for maximum time? So it's an unreachable goal, and that's the reason that unreachable goal is given by Gurudev, because reaching the goal is not the goal, but striving to reach the goal is the goal, because in striving we grow. In striving, we meet obstacles. In striving, we meet challenges. In meeting those challenges, our growth happens for a spiritual student, for a spiritual sadhak. Because if I have no goal in life, then there will be no obstacles, no challenges, no growth. So now we are going to see the next step. Okay, I understood that we must have a goal, but can you explain what kind of goal, how many types of goals are there? Yes. So today we are going to take up, there are primarily two types of goals. So Vidya, can you read out the words? Verse number 8.
Yes, sir.
Dvividham.
Dvividham hi lakshyam prathamikam charamam cha. Dvividham hi lakshyam prathamikam charamam cha.
So Dvividham means twofold. Indeed is the goal. So there are two types of goal, Prathamikam and Charamam. So there are two types of goal we must keep in life. Very, 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 very important. This is a super tip. Many people ask, many people say, I'm having a family. I went to college, I studied, then I got married, then I have children, I'm doing a job, I have a business, etc., etc. Why do we require moksha as a goal? Why do we require truth as the goal? Why do you talk about enlightenment? Why do scriptures talk about a charamam, ultimate goal also we must have in mind? Very, very important. So there are two types of goal mentioned. One is prathamikam, primary, and one is the ultimate goal. So there are two types, but here prathamikam goal itself is divided into three more types, and it is a brilliant tip by Guruji. Brilliant tip. So there are two types of goals, twofold, prathamika, primary, and ultimate. Ultimate we will see later on, but let us first of all focus on this sutra, because sutra is minimal words, but we can expand and see what is the meaning of it. The primary goal can be divided further into three types. One is immediate goal. This is very, very important. After class, what am I going to do? That is the immediate goal. For most of us, I am going to eat. Eating is a goal for everybody. Some people live to eat, some people eat to live. Morning to evening, breakfast, lunch, dinner, breakfast, lunch, dinner. this hotel, that restaurant, this hotel, that restaurant. So there is a story which is mentioned here all the time, thinking of eating only. After class, I'm going to have breakfast. After morning class on Sunday, no. After this class, I'm going to have dinner. After morning class, I'm going to have breakfast. After this class, lunch. Then I have to cook for it for one idli to make. Now we can buy ready-made. But if earlier days, there were no mixers and there were no Swiggy and there were no shops. To make one idli, Swami Advaitananji had given this example in Chembur, if you remember. It takes 1.5 days because that idli has to be properly, kept overnight, and then, there is no mixer. So, ragda used to be there, and then lot of energy goes there. And then when actually the idli comes and when we eat, it takes 10 seconds to eat or half a minute to eat. How much enjoyment, but how much effort. So there is a story of Kuber, not exactly related to eating, but eating is related here. Is that Kuber once had a huge bungalow house near Shivji's Kailash. And he became arrogant, or he became proud that, because he's a god of wealth. And he wanted Shivji to come and visit. Housewarming ceremony. When we buy a car, when we buy a new dress, when we buy a house, when we do anything in life, we want to show other person and get some appreciation. And also his intention was to show off. So he told Shivji, can you come to my house? Shivji told, I am in meditation. I do not have time. So, but looking at your face, don't get disappointed. My son can come. Ganpati can come. So Kuber thought that, okay, let Ganpati come. When Ganpati will see the entire, palace, and then he will eat lot of food, and then he will go and tell Parvati and then Shivji, and they will come to know about my glory, because children are very easily impressed. So he will go and tell Shivji that how big palace I have and then how rich I am. So Shivji told, okay, you take Ganpati. He's a small boy. You can take him, entertain him, and then bring him back. So then Ganpati came, but then Kuber was not aware that he was Ganapati. He was Pati of all Ganas, Lord of all Ganas. And all the Ganas are there around Shivji. And then he offered food to Ganpati, and then Ganpati started eating. And the story quickly is that he finished all food. Kuber had to prepare a lot of food for him. He finished all food. He started eating the vessels. Then he didn't find anything. He started eating the pillars. He started eating the palace. And then Kuber ran to Shivji and said, hold on, please hold on your child. And that's the reason they say that Balastavat Krida Sakta, children and youth. There are many stories. I also had this experience, after Yajna had gone to meet Gurudev, and then basically the entire attention was on food only, because when we are young and we are listening to a lot of Gyan, after some time the attention goes on food. And especially Vedji says that if you want to call for Bhiksha, you must call a Swami or Swamini. They eat very less. If you call chicks or young people for eating, then you have to be prepared, because if they come hungry, then we have to really feed them. So here Kuber ran and then requested Shivji that please take care of your Ganpati. And then I understood my arrogance. I understood my false pride. Please excuse me. And then Shivji and Parvati called Ganpati. And then Parvati told, okay, this is a secret. She brought one small piece of rice and told Kuber that you give this small piece of rice. Now this story, people have different versions, but let us have with this version what Vedji told. And Kuber got a secret because mothers know the secret of children, what will satisfy them. And then she gave this one small piece of rice, and then he gave it to Ganpati. Now then some people ask, in Kailash, they don't eat rice. Rice is eaten in South. Why you take rice? You take chapati, you take parotha, or you take some grass. Okay, whatever you want, you can take. But there are some arguments some people have written. Then how can in Kailash the rice comes, because in Kailash area, Manasarovar, we have gone, rice doesn't come. But anyhow, she gave a blade of grass, and that grass was eaten by Ganpati, and then Ganpati was satisfied. The point is, what is the immediate goal? So this is the first goal. Sleep. Today, what I need to do. So normally children are in the present moment and their goal is written in Bhaja Govindam, Balas Tavat Krida Sakta. So for all of us, what is my today's goal? That must be very, very important, because Guruji is going to give in 9th verse one brilliant tip, which I'm holding on and resisting not to say, because it is so brilliant and it is so simple, that how he is connecting everything, and then how he is ensuring that our growth will happen. Suppose we follow these secrets and these tips of happy living, which will also give me success and happiness both. So there is an immediate goal, and we must have an immediate goal for a day. Next is short-term goal. What do we need to do in the next year, next 2 years, next 3 years? Okay, for some people it is marriage, for some people it is house, some people travel, some people study. Now you might say these are all goals are not related to me, because now we are retired and now we are only having this goal. Okay, what to study, what to learn, at least there must be a 2 to 4 year goal. Normally youth have this short-term goal, Tarunastavat Taruni Sakta, of achievement, power, fame, appreciation. And then long-term goal, what do I want before I die? What do I want to achieve in the next 10 years, next 5 years, next 7 years? So before we go to the 9th verse, let us at least discuss some pointers on this. Financial security, financial freedom could be a goal. I want complete health. I want to remain healthy for the next 10 to 15 years. I want this, I want this. So this is a very important process for all of us to write down. What is my immediate goal today, tomorrow? What is my short-term goal for next 6 months or 1 year? I want to complete this. I want to visit here. I want to go here. I want to read this text. I want to attend this course. I want to learn Sanskrit. I want to attend this session. So there must be a goal. Otherwise, we will get distracted. We will get disturbed very easily. That is what we are going to discuss. See, those people do not have any goals. They get carried away by people. They get very easily disturbed. They get very easily distracted. That example we had taken, a person gets into a train in Ghatkopar and he has to go to Bombay VT, but he forgets what is his goal. Then somebody talks about Kurla, or before that Vidyavihar, there is a beautiful college. He gets down in Vidyavihar, spent 3-4 lives there. Then suddenly somebody reminds her, you have to go to Bombay VT, then gets in the train again. Then again somebody talks about Matunga. Matunga, there is nice restaurant, there is a nice temple. Matunga is a very beautiful place. Then he gets down in Matunga, again 7-6 lives are gone. Then again he remembers, again I have to go to VT. So if I don't remember the goal, if I do not have a goal, I will get down in every station and then carried away, get distracted, get disturbed very easily, because goal is an anchor where the thought process can come back to one channel of thinking. Without a goal, immediate goal, short-term goal, long-term goal, and in our own Shastra, this is very, very important, because 4 goals are given. Dharma, Artha, Kama, Moksha. At every stage of life, these goals we must follow. And these first 3 are the means to achieve the last one. Suppose moksha doesn't become our goal, that we are going to see in the next step. A lot of dangers happen. So what are the goals in life? So here Guruji is first giving goals in life, which are primarily security for me, money, earning money, relationships. I must have sound relationships. I must have success. I must have some appreciation, fame, glory. I must have some power. I must have financial freedom. These are all very important goals. We don't realize about this because we have got some of them, and we have to realize them when we see our maid servant or go to some slum area and see this financial security is not there. Body security is not there. Night I have to go to toilet which is outside, which is in darkness for many, many people who are living in slum. Young girls, women go there for outside toilet. Where is the security? So financial freedom, security, money, relationship, success, fame, power, these are goals in life. And for this, there can be immediate, short-term, long-term goal. Now, very important pointer what Guruji has given. That we play many roles. See how Guruji thinks. That is also very important for all of us to think. How great people think. We play a husband role, then we play a wife role, then we play a parent role, then we play a grandparent role, then we play a manager role, then we play a leader role, a friend's role, citizen role, Indian citizen, American citizen. Then we also have a role to play as a spiritual sadhak. So first of all, I must ask in life, what all roles I am playing in life? I am playing a sister's role, husband's role. These are all roles. This is not my identity. We will repeat. We play a husband's role. A girl is not married. Suddenly she is called as a girl. Then one day, 1 hour, she is declared as married. Marriage certificate comes and she is declared as wife. The boy is declared, the boy becomes husband. There are many jokes on this, but then we will avoid telling. जिसका हंसी बंद होता है उसको husband बोलते हैं. And wife acronym also is there. Wealth, wisdom, invited forever, or worry, invited forever. We have a choice. So, first of all, this is a very important thing that when we write goals, we must also write how many roles I am playing right now. And then Guruji asks one very pertinent question. For every role, what is your goal? As a wife, what is my goal? As a husband, what is my goal? As a parent, what is my goal? And is the goal changing? I'll just read out this. I had mentioned in Gita class also that parents' role changes. So parent role changes, and whether my role is changing and what is the goal associated with the role. So number one point is that all these things are roles. This is not my identity. And I must keep changing this role. When I come out of the house, I am neither wife, neither husband, neither parent. I am an Indian citizen. But what happens is that these roles go into our mind that 24/7, I talk like a wife only. I talk like a husband only. I talk like a grandmother only. I talk like a parent only. All the time children's topic. All the time grandchildren's topic, because that role is in the house. Once I come out, then I must have different roles. So as a parent, Padmananji mentioned day before yesterday, Lalayat Pancha Varshani, Dasha Varshani Tadayat. Till 5-year-old, one must give love to the child. This is extremely important because creating self-love is very important in other person's life. All problems, psychological problem, all problems later on happen because of lack of self-love. They have discovered basically self-love is the key for all challenges. So that must be created in the first 5 years, which are the years. After 5 years, till 11 years, there must be discipline, tadayet. Praptetu shodase varshe putram mitra vadacharet. After 11 and a half years, the child must become my friend. Not that, everything I do with that, but my attitude must change. So these are the goals given. What is a wife's role in the first 10 years, 20 years, 30 years, 40 years? What is a husband role towards wife in 10, 20, 30? It must change. So very, very important question, that if I am playing all these roles, what are the associated goals with that? If without a goal I am playing a role, means that is going to create attachment, that is going to create sorrow, 100% sadness, frustration, anger, because I don't know what is the goal I am striving for through this relationship. So these roles and goals are played by Amitabh Bachchan and all those actors. So we are also actors in this drama of life, and we must be clear about it. So this is a big homework for us, that what is my immediate goal after the class? Dinner. Now this is very important for a spiritual sadhak, because Guruji has mentioned this book, he has mentioned, created definitely for all people in this world, but it is a spiritual sadhak book. So it is not applicable to me, is not true. So two homeworks: what is an immediate goal, what is a short-term goal, what is a long-term goal. I can take the period as immediate, means today, tomorrow, this week, immediate. Short-term is 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. Long-term is 3 to 5 years, 10 years. But all these primary goals of life, goals in life, why do I want to accomplish them? Suppose I get married, what will I get? Suppose I get a job, what will I get? Suppose I get children, what will I get? Suppose I get grandchildren, what will I get? Suppose I travel, what will I get? Suppose I see the entire earth, what will I get? Suppose I get power, fame, appreciation, what will I get? Is there a common factor in all these goals? Yes. And that goal is a charamam, ultimate goal. That ultimate goal of life is, goals in life may appear different for different people, but one goal behind all desire fulfillment is to be happy. So very, very important Vedantic point of view, we are bringing in some Upanishadic thought here, that desire fulfillment is not for its sake. I don't want to get married for getting married. I don't want to go to movie for seeing a movie. I don't want a job for a job. I don't want money for the sake of earning money. I don't want to travel and see the world, not just to travel and see the world. All these things are done basically because I want to be happy. So desire fulfillment is not for itself, but to be happy. That is the ultimate goal for everybody. Somebody says, okay, I want to kill somebody. Okay, by killing somebody, I'm going to get happiness. Okay, I want to shout on somebody. Okay, you shout and feel happy. Sometime back, I was transacting with one person and some dialogue happened. He said that particular person, was criticizing me a lot. And the other person said, who was with me, okay, he's getting happiness through criticizing you. So let him be happy. At least he is happy. I want to trouble somebody and be happy. Because without being happy, without seeking happiness, no action will sprout. People creep, complain, blame because they find some happiness in that, because they get sympathy from other person. That sympathy gives me happy. Without a thought of happiness, I will not do any action, even though it appears as negative action. Ultimately, I want to be happy. That is the ultimate goal of life, Paramananda Prapti. The goal of life is eternal, infinite happiness. So now we have got two things. Primary goal can be many for many people, and there is an ultimate goal of life. Now Guruji is going to say that in the next verse that there is a connection between these three goals and this goal and ultimate goal also. But as we discussed, let us now take that. Suppose somebody says that, no, I do not have any ultimate goal. I don't want moksha, I don't want eternal happiness. These are all, I don't know from where you read scriptures and come to, I do not want it. So now very important point, those people who do not have an idea about moksha, enlightenment, truth, self, satyam, jnanam, anantam, brahma, om brahmavit apnoti param, Satchitananda, attaining Satchitananda, these are the people who get disturbed by non-attainment of goals in life. If I am not getting one person to marry, I become sad. If I don't get this job, I become sad. If I don't have this, I become sad. If I don't get this, I become sad. If I don't get this, these are the people who, when they do not achieve their goals in life, these are the people who get depressed. These are the people who might think of suicide. These are the people who will become sad. These are the people who will become, who will become frustrated, irritated, incomplete, always blaming, cribbing, because their clarity of goal of life is not there, because they do not have a goal of life. Very, 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 very important point. And that's the reason we require scriptures and teachers to tell us that goal of life is very important. Some people just one goal, non-accomplishment, they just give up everything. No, I don't want to do anything. I don't believe in God now. I don't want to come to any class. I give up Chinmaya, because one small goal in life is not accomplished, not fulfilled, because the overall vision of life is not very clear. So what is the verse number 9? We will see. Vidya, can you read? This is where Guruji brings his brilliancy of mentioning that there has to be a connection and congruence between immediate goal, short-term goal, long-term goal, and the ultimate goal. This is a thought we will just see for a couple of minutes. We will expand it slightly more next time.
एतयोर्मध्ये सामञ्जस्यम् आवश्यकम्. एतयोर्मध्ये सामञ्जस्यम् आवश्यकम्.
So there must be harmony, congruence, alignment between them. What a brilliant thought. Immediate goal today for me is eating. Example what he gave. Now immediate goal I want to have is dinner after this. Now that must be an alignment with my short-term goal of becoming healthy and long-term goal of losing weight. Or becoming fitter. My long-term goal is to go to Kailash, Manas Sarovar. My long-term goal is to visit this country. My long-term goal is to go there or do this. For that, the short-term goal and the immediate goal. So now we are coming in the present moment. Every minute we must be mindful of what am I doing right now and how it is connected in the next 2 years and in the next 5 years. Because what Guruji is mentioning here is that there must be congruence between the immediate goal, short-term goal, and the long-term goal. And the long-term goal with the ultimate goal. Ultimately, every action must give me happiness. It must make me more peaceful. Suppose my goal is health. Suppose my goal is finance. Suppose my goal is relationship. How am I using my speech to create relationships? Because every word will be my immediate goal. Short-term goal will be the development of this relationship. Long-term goal will be harmonious relationship. Ultimate goal is happiness in relationship. So I can take any goal in life, break them into short-term, immediate, short-term and long-term goal. And I can check whether this immediate goal is in line with ultimate goal. This is a brilliant thought because for many of us, these goals are in different directions. What I am doing, I think, is not related to spiritual life. No, here Guruji is saying is that whatever I am doing here and now, it is spiritual life itself. There is no distinction between this is material life and this is spiritual life, because my immediate goal my short-term goal and my long-term goal must be in congruence with my ultimate goal of happiness. So I must ask hard questions to myself. Is this action giving me happiness? Is this action giving me peace? Is this action giving me clarity? Is this action giving me health? Is this action giving me harmonious relationships? Is this action giving me success, power, money? And this will lead to a congruence between and alignment between these four goals. The first becomes the means for the second, and so on as a ladder. He gives a joke that there was a beggar begging, and with that we will close. And he was begging, and somebody asked that, why don't you do something? The beggar told, actually, I was a writer, and I am the... So which book did you write? He told, I was the author of the bestseller book, 101 Ways to Become Rich. So the immediate goal, short-term goal, long-term goal is not in connection with ultimate goal. Guruji gives this many jokes on beggar. Then another joke he gives that one beggar was begging, give me 1 paisa, Bhagwan आपको, भगवान के नाम पे 1 पैसा दे दो, भगवान आपको बहुत सारा पैसा देगा. So then the other person told, why don't you offer 1 paisa to Bhagwan? Then Bhagwan will give you, 1 crore rupees. So the immediate goal is not in term with short-term and long-term goal. And this intermediate goal also must have right means that we have not discussed, that we will see later on. So very important, there must not be any contradiction between what I'm eating, what I'm talking, what I'm doing, how am I leading my family, how am I leading my job, and my ultimate goal of moksha, because all these things are connected. These are the means. My family life is a means for my moksha. My job and my business is the means for my moksha. This is the brilliant tip from Guruji. Because there are 2 results for each action, and that we have seen in many times earlier in Upanishad, in Gita class, that there is an outer result and there is an inner result. Outer results is goals in life, and inner result is goal of life, that is happiness. I think when we are reading and listening to this from Guruji, our heart must be so grateful that a master can simplify things so beautifully and tell us. So today we have destroyed a lot of myths that I am a spiritual person and other people are materialistic people. No, I have created a family, I am doing a job, and I am doing business, or I am relating to relatives. This is my immediate goal, which must lead to short-term goal and which must lead to my moksha as a goal. So purification becomes the immediate goal, short-term goal for us. That we are going to see a very clear thought process, because the natural question will be, Guruji gives one example. So Guruji in the next verse is taking one brilliant example through which we will see how these are all connected. So we invoke Devi power, Devi's grace for these 9 days, and let us invoke clarity, bliss, so that we can create this short-term, long-term, immediate goal, and we must have a clear ultimate goal in life. And let there be congruence, and let Devi gives us Shakti to overcome all obstacles and finally take us to our ultimate goal through her grace. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Harihi Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Harihi Om.